I got my name Cruz because my parents were sailing. They were on a 2-year cruise on their sailboat from Maine all the way down to Venezuela. And I was conceived on the cruise, and everybody that saw my mother was always like, "How's the little cruiser doing?" So just took it off of that, and my name's Cruz. I taught my friend Chad how to paint with his mouth with a mouse stick, generally harder than with your hands.
Just $5 for the ticket. I've been friends with him for a long time. He was my roommate when I was going to Florida State. He was going to TCC.
I was with my friend Cruz when he fell skimboarding, hit his head on the bottom of the sand. So I walked over to him and I saw him. He was trying to say something, but water was washing over his face. We kind of knew what happened, but it was just kind of panic.
Well, at the time it was, okay, he fell and they're going to take him to the hospital and, you patch him up and he'll be okay. When they got there and they brought him out of the ambulance, and I realized, this is much more serious than I thought.
How could this happen? He's done it 1,000 times before. What happened this time? And of course I was in dreaded fear, and your worst nightmare come true.
When he first came in and I first assessed him, he had just come off the vent and he was paralyzed from the neck down with a C4, C5 cervical cord injury.
It was obvious he was a high quadriplegic. So I remember most of our time spending trying to get him working with a ventilator and dealing with his psychological issues, which are very hard for him to express, and getting occupational and physical therapy involved with him.
The nurses and the case manager immediately start informing you about what's to come.
Cruz was in ICU in Delray Beach for 2 weeks before we went to Atlanta, and we were there for about 2.5 months at Shepherd Center.
Shepherd Center was mentioned to us almost immediately by the case manager.
When we have the opportunity to partner with another center of excellence such as Shepherd, it's perfect because we can assure that our patients get the best outcomes and have the best satisfaction with their care.
And then they sent a rep down from the Shepherd Center, and we talked to her, and we just kind of knew that's where we needed to go. But just being at Shepherd, the people there were just so fantastic.
To be somewhere where everybody's in a similar situation and everybody knows how to deal with it, and really just amazing people there.
My sister Ricky was just finished massage therapy school last year. She was working out my legs by stretching them and doing range of motion. We do that generally twice a day when I get up in the morning and before I go to bed.
I mean, my schooling helped me understand what was going on a lot better, I think, than my family initially. I know what's going on with his body, I know what he needs for his muscles and how to stretch him and move him and keep him mobile.
I think Shepherd is excellent because it really gets the family involved and has the family intimate in the details and gives them a big educational boost.
At Shepherd Center, we believe a family to be a large part of a patient's life and patients after discharge planning. They go through family training so they can know the day-to-day activity, the day-to-day needs of the patients, and what is needed, what is required to know in an emergency.
It's a very difficult situation for a family to face, and it's a little overwhelming for everyone involved in their care.
Taking care of Cruz is very interesting now because he was very independent. He had gone away to school. I had moved out of the house for a couple years already, so it's different to be home and having to be taking care of him. It's hard, sometimes we definitely have our moments of just kind of wanting it to be over and, everything go back to normal, but it's not, we all take turns taking care of him, and so we still get our own time.
Cruz's accident has just sort of brought us together. I mean, we're a close family anyway. I think we've really handled it amazingly considering it's a huge undertaking, and we've had incredible support from family and friends and community.
Decided to have carnival for Cruz. have a fun little afternoon. It means a lot to Cruz for everybody coming out and supporting him, raise his spirits and all, and raise some money for him.
I just felt like when I went to see him, I had to do this for him and his family, because it's very costly. And I just felt in my heart that, it's so close to Cruz, I had to do it. Donations started pouring in, tents and help and the wicked weenies, the hot dogs, and the food. This guy cooked a pig the night before. I couldn't believe how many people came together, and they were there.
Yeah, it's just a lot of people coming out, support. You just feel the love with all the people that have come together. It's incredible.
I mean, this family is so loved. And they're such good people. I mean, as soon as you meet them, you know that.
I recently got a tattoo on the back of my neck. It's a C4 vertebra, because that's the one that I broke and it shattered, so they had to take it all out. So to represent that, I got a tattoo of the C4 vertebra, just to see that I'm not giving up and continuing on. Like I'm not missing anything.
He's incredibly positive. I mean, I would be much more of a mess than he is. I think he's the most stable out of all of us, probably.
I'm surprised how upbeat he is still. You know what I mean? It makes it that much better. Like, I have hope for him. He's definitely going to come back from this.